Good day, riders. So can you remember in the last video when this happened? Well, this is what I've been up to since then. Good afternoon, everyone. Back, well, you can't see it from there, but whoop, bike's back from the dealers. They've sorted out the issue I had, and since, well, riding it back, which was a good an hour ride, no weird noises, no rattling. They've just fixed it, whatever it was. I didn't get a chance to speak to them too much because they had a few bikes on the stands in there and he seemed quite busy. The last thing I wanted to do was get up in the face with a camera and just ask them the questions when they're busy. But yeah, they put a brand new wheel on the back for me, adjusted the chain back to spec, and well, they said they had a good look around the bike and everything's absolutely fine. And riding back, it proved that they're right. I'm over the moon with it. So I was able to keep my tyre, but unfortunately in the process of getting the tyre on the wheel, they've scuffed me right in. So I'm going to have to do that again. But not all of it, because just a touch-up job really. So yeah, I am extremely happy, riders. Buzzing, in fact. It didn't feel right not having this in my possession. Still loving the carbon fibre, still loving the white writing on the tyres. And yeah, hopefully soon, in the next couple of videos, you'll see a new exhaust on the bike. So yeah, very happy, riders, very happy indeed. Right guys, sorry about the intro, couldn't help myself. I just thought it'd be really funny to do that. But I just wanted to say that I have now got my bike back. I don't know why I pointed at the cat, because I think he was just about to do something naughty, but he wasn't. So I pointed at him and that's why. So I do know why. Yes, my bike's back. I'm over the moon. It drove home absolutely wonderfully. It doesn't make any weird noises. First, dropping down into first gear at slow speeds, that weird, horrible noise I had that I couldn't capture on film for you guys to listen to, just going to take my word for it, sounded like somebody threw nuts and bolts in a tin can and was paid to shake it. That's all I can say. I was convinced, even though I'm not a bike mechanic or even a car mechanic for that fact. I know my way around a car. I wouldn't class myself as a mechanic by any means, but to the ears it sounded like something was terribly wrong in there. So I was convinced it was gearbox related, but after taking it to the dealership, and they said that the rear sprocket, the way that was moving, could cause that noise because of the way when this bit's got tension, that bit can slacken, vice versa at different times. I don't know. I don't know what he means. I just know he knew what it was on about. And he must have done, because he's put a new rear wheel on for me, because the last one was made incorrectly. Nothing to do with Lexmoto. Not that they're unreliable. This was just a manufacturing default. I'm sure they've got thousands of these things on a conveyor belt or in an assembly line being made. At the end of the day, things happen. It's not a problem that could happen to yours. But I would still suggest checking it. Just make sure your rear sprocket's sitting true. Rotating true and not as bad as what mine was. I know they're not all completely run straight and true. They do have some sort of movement to them, but mine was quite bad and it caused some issues. But yes, they done that and it drove beautifully. As soon as I hopped on the bike and got maybe 100 yards down the road, I could just immediately tell that the bike was different. It's so different. I almost wish I had a different bike in my previous riding history. I've got no riding history up until owning this bike, but I wish I had ridden a bike before this. Then I would have probably felt something isn't quite right. But that was the first bike, other than my CBT, which I think I spent more time focusing on the CBT than actually how the bike should feel, because I didn't know what bikes should feel like. That's the first one I hopped on pretty much. But maybe if I did have some history, I would have known something doesn't feel right, because after getting it back, the bike feels different, way different. For a start, I can get... What was it I was getting on the way there? I think on the way there, the fastest I got out of that bike was like 55 miles an hour uphill, pinning it. And I didn't want to pin it, but I had no choice. I had to get the bike to the dealers, and I was on dual carriageways. So I had to give it, all the bike had, to get it up to speed. On the way back, it effortlessly, uphill, got to over 60. I could have gone faster, but I didn't feel the need to, because 60 in the left-hand lane for me on the dual carriageway was enough for a bike I'm supposed to be braking in. But at the same time, I wanted to get it home. I didn't want to get in an accident by being too slow in a certain lane, so 60 was fine. Even uphill, I could feel the back still wanted to slowly creep up in power. So there must have been something really bad about that back sprocket that was just really restricting the bike in some way, because this bike feels absolutely different. So really happy, and I had a good amount of time to feel how different it was on the ride back. So yeah, brilliant. Again, there's nothing to do with Lexmoto. It's not an unreliability issue. It is just one of those things that happened. My bike happened to have. So the next thing I'd like to say is, at the dealerships, I was speaking to the lady there, and she said that Lexmoto have been absolutely brilliant throughout this coronavirus pandemic. My pot was ordered and they received it within 3 days. I think it was 3 days they received it. And I said, that's really quick considering the circumstances of the world. And the lady said, oh wow, well, Lexmoto have been brilliant. They've been absolutely fantastic. Any warranty work that we've needed parts for, they've seen to it that we've got them as soon as possible. They've always been on the other end of the phone as soon as they've called them. This lady at the dealerships couldn't rate them highly enough. So they must be doing a great job. So thank you, Lexmoto, for being the good guys and getting people back on the road as quick as you possibly can. To me, it's made a massive difference. I have been so lost without that bike. I love that bike. That bike gives me so much joy and happiness, and I'm so proud to own it, even though it's slow. It's a 125. and I've got L plates on it. I look at that bike and I see more in that bike than I do any other people's bikes on the road. I think it's because it's my bike, and it's just lovely. I love it. I love that thing. So yeah, you know, props to Lexmoto for all of that. I feel more complete now it's back home. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get footage of it in the dealerships because as I went in there, I noticed they had a lot of bikes to fix. And I don't know if that was warranty work or anything. It's not just Lexmotos. Obviously, they have all bikes to fix. They're a dealership, not just the Lexmoto one. They just sell Lexmotos in there as well. So the last thing I wanted to do was run up in there with the camera, get all up in the face. Oh, can you explain this? Can you explain that? Because these guys were clearly busy. And pussycat. So yeah, these guys were clearly busy. Even though the plan was to record myself getting out of the car at the dealerships, walk through the showroom, see my bike all finished. But when I got there, it was just so different because of how busy there was, and I just felt so I felt so rude just shoving a camera in the face and trying to steal 5-10 minutes of their time when obviously their time was precious and they had lots of bikes to work on. So yeah, Speedway Motors, can't rate them highly enough. Thank you very much. So the bike is absolutely fine. I've also I've got something because of how happy I am and how awesome you guys are for subscribing and how overwhelmed I am with the fact that I've already got 50 subscribers in just a fortnight is amazing. When I went back to the dealerships, I don't know if you remember from the last video, I bought myself a little toolkit. Well, I've bought another one to give away. So, I mean, it's not a fantastic toolkit. It was only a tenner, but it's a free toolkit, you know. So all I'm going to do is, on this video, I'm going to give it 48 hours. And if you just like and subscribe, or if you're already subscribed, just like the video. And then I'll pick someone at random and I'll just post it, you know. It's just a free toolkit. You might not even want it. You might not even find use for it, but it's free, is what I'm saying. It's free. And it's a Lextech toolkit. So you might like it. Even if you just keep it in your collection, just to say, look, I've got a little Lextech toolkit. I'll give it away. That's my plan for you guys. So yeah, thank you very much for that. Actually, I'll just show it you, actually. And we're back. So, this is the box. It's going to be in reverse again because I still haven't figured out how to flip the image. I might be able to do that when I'm editing the videos. I'm not too sure, but I'll have a look. So, if the writing isn't the right way round, just know I didn't figure it out in the editing. So, this is the toolkit. It comes in a nice little case. And you get a few good bits and bobs in there for 10 quid to store that in your bike somewhere. It's going to come in handy at some point. So yeah, I'll give that away to one of you awesome geezers. Yeah, so what I want to talk... Just had to pause the video there because get a load of that tan line. Talk to you quickly is I'm about to jump in the shower. In case you're wondering why I've all of a sudden just got no top on. There we go. So yeah, exhausts. I remember a chap, I think it was Ian Webster again, who mentioned a certain exhaust that would look nice and potentially sound nice on the bike. I'm just wondering if any of you LXR owners have got exhausts fitted, aftermarket ones, whether that be Lextech, Black Widow, or any other brand I've not heard of yet. It's quite noisy out there, isn't it? One sec. So yeah, if you could recommend me any exhausts you've heard with your own ears that sound deep and burbly. It's a 125. You're never going to get a great noise out of it. And I'm not too sure. I mean, I've watched videos on YouTube of people who's fitted exhausts to their LXRs. And on the video, they sound really nice. There's a few I really like the look and sound of. But you never get the true sound through. You never get the sound through a mobile or a TV or anything like that. As you know, it's not the same sound you'd hear in real life. So I'm wondering if you guys could just put me in the direction of some that will be quite deeper in tone. And the next video will be that. It will be exactly fitting that, I think. Yeah, I think it will be. I think the next video will actually be an exhaust video, which is exciting. We all like a good exhaust video, and I can't wait to get an exhaust fitted to the bike. I just want to treat it now. It's been sorted and fine and dandied and whatnot. So yeah, big shout out to Lexmoto. Big shout out to Speedway Motors in Cannock. they've taken what was a worrying time for me and just made it so effortless. And I know I've put my money in the right place now. I really feel like I have. You know, the warranty work was undertaken without question. Lexmoto got the parts shipped out to the dealerships quick time. Just so impressed. So impressed. So thanks a lot again, you guys. And thanks a lot to my viewers and subscribers. Really appreciate each and every one of you. It's making me so happy making these videos. It's just I just love it. So yep, next video will be an exhaust video, and I'll catch you then. See you later, riders.